The latest internet drama exposing the most recent fraudulent loudmouth alpha male guru has taken a turn that nobody really expected. It went from a hilarious series, per usual, where an alpha male goes viral, everybody makes video about him until he spirals and instigates his own downfall. But I don't think anybody was expecting what we uncovered when we did a deep dive into his past. The loser I'm talking about is King Azoulay. King Azoulay, unfortunately, came on the radar of a lot of commentary channels because he just reminded us a lot of Wes Watson, which is never a good thing. King Azoulay is also one of those fake alpha males. Now, he literally downloaded and Control V the fake alpha male starter pack. It's really pathetic when you look at it. He didn't even attempt to do anything different. He came with the rented cars, the rented mansion, the fake rack to riches story, the fake war stories. He even got the courses to come along with it. He even downloaded the starter pack response to any and all criticism, which is attacking the looks of whoever criticizes him as well as their bank account, while at the same time failing to address any of the criticism or the lies that they're being exposed of.
And I can clearly see why he made this video, because this video got him the most views from any other videos that he's made, which made him a ton of money, and I won't have to check. Look, this guy sits here and talks about people, and that's how he gets famous.
That was his response to Moist Critical exposing and making fun of his clear and obvious lies. If I was blind or if this was strictly audio, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between him and Wes Watson. It's literally the same game plan, bruh. They try to shame commentators for making money from their YouTube videos as if they don't make money from selling fake courses. I don't know why they're copying and pasting the same lame response to criticism when it hasn't worked for any one of them. Nobody has ever seen an exposed video on Wes Watson or King Azoulay and thought, let me hear what they have to say, and then listen to a 20-minute video of them ranting about how YouTubers are clout chasers and they make money off of exposing him, and thought, man, that's wrong. Oh, God darn it. Let's forget about all the cap and all the BS and all the scams. Those YouTubers making money off of you. How dare they? No, that never happened, bro. Like, if I'm bro, find a new response. Yo, and honestly, I wouldn't even respond. If I'm clearly caught, if clearly I'm caught dead in the water telling some cap, bruh, just accept it. Honestly, the best approach is to say, hey, man, it's for entertainment purposes. It's satire. And the people who are dumb enough to buy it in the first place probably are still dumb enough not to know what satire or for entertainment purposes is, and they will continue to buy your course. And the people with an IQ over 50 who realizes that you're full of ish, they won't have a need to really make a video about you because it's for entertainment purposes and a satire. There's nothing they can really expose you on if it's all satire. But to really proceed with a straight face and really try to convince the world that stories like this is true.
You walk into a place, see a group of guys, go up to one of the guys, smack him in the head. The other boys go, hey, bro, what is wrong with you? What are you doing? Relax. We'll call the police. What do you mean relax? Everybody gets beat up. Everybody gets knocked the out. Everybody's going to sleep. Once everybody's asleep, then I ask what happened. It's my brother. Someone with him? It's my boy. Someone with him? There's no way. I'm not going to stop. I trained martial arts my whole life. I know how to fight very, very well. I've taken on not one, not two guys. I fought 30 guys at the same time, and they couldn't take me out.
You fought 30 guys?
30 guys at the same time. They got to the point that they said, okay, you mother, we're done with you. You don't want to stop. I have this switch. You better kill me. It's almost like I took PCP. But what goes on here is my father that makes me not want to stop. It's my dad that I have here telling me you're not going to stop. So when I wake up at 3 a.m. to go for a run, when I'm training with a boxing bag at 4 a.m., when I'm taking a swim and a cold bath, all I have here is my father says, oh, it's never going to be anything. So when I fight, no matter what fight it is, you have to kill me to make me stop.
I don't know what's worse or what makes me more angry, the lie or his disregard for our intelligence. Because obviously, if he's telling a story like this on multiple podcasts and different platforms, he's telling it because he believes that we're stupid enough to believe it. If this story is true, it don't need to be 100 men versus one gorilla. That has came and went. It needs to be 100 gorilla versus an Azoulay. Because clearly he's a different type of specimen. This dude clearly belongs in a mental hospital. His head movies is crazy. This man compared his fighting skills to a combination of Mike Tyson and Bruce Lee. Where's the credentials? Where's the merit? Where's the track record to back this up? There is none. He completely made it up. He has nothing but head movies. And if you're surprised that this man will compare himself to Mike Tyson and Bruce Lee with no track record to back it up, then wait till you hear about how he just completely made up an entire family lineage. This man woke up one day and told himself, I'm related to King Solomon because I think so. And he just ran with it. He went on multiple platforms saying he's related to King Solomon without any proof, evidence, or nothing. No DNA test, no records, no nothing. Just the worst that's out of his mouth in his head movies.
King Solomon is actually one of my ancestors. Most people don't know. King Solomon, King David, they're in my ancestor blood. Some people compare me with my wisdom to King Solomon. King Solomon, he was a dreamer, but in his dreams, he would connect to God. So because King Solomon, before he was a king, God came to him and he says, what do you want? This isn't a dream. Do you want castle? Do you want to be a king? Do you want riches? Do you want women? Do you want to have all this power? Just ask for whatever it is you want and I'm going to give it to you. And he asked for one thing. He said, I ask for wisdom. And when he gave him wisdom, he was able to conquer everything.
You're a descendant of King Solomon. I named myself king once I found that out. And then I grew my beard and I realized I have his wisdom.
I can almost guarantee you I'm more related to George Washington than this man is to King Solomon. This is just cap, fraud, lies, bruh. And he's doing all of this to, I guess, achieve social prominence. But clowns like this don't realize, all you're doing is making yourself the mockery of the internet, right? Imagine working on all these stories, all these head movies, this entire persona, practicing yourself speaking in the mirror, just to go viral once, and now you are the butt of the joke and you are the clown of the internet. Is it really worth it? I don't think so. I feel like you bring more shame to your family name when you go about it this route, opposed to just living your normal life, doing your content and being you. Once you start to exaggerate, or in this case, outright lie, it doesn't work out for you at all. None the least. Now, in the case of him, because he's been going viral for all this cap and all the lies, people began to dig deep into his past. The more they dug, the more horrifying things they found from his past. Now, the one thing that resurfaced that blew a lot of this open is a lawsuit. His insurance company was actually suing him so they don't be liable for having to pay a victim. Now, attached to their lawsuit is exhibits, and in their exhibits, it's a criminal case and another lawsuit regarding Ben, his brother, another teen, his family, and a 15-year-old girl. Now, John Bravo Films do a deep dive on this. I have the paperwork too, so I can confirm it's real. But let's go to John Bravo Films, and he does a great job at breaking this down.
They see a girl there, 15 years old, a cheerleader, beautiful girl from high school. The party, they're all there having a good time. Him and his brother and the other friend and a few other people tell the girl, hey, come back to the party at my parents' house. We'll stop by the liquor store. We'll get some liquor. We have fake IDs. We'll have fun. We'll party. So the girl listens. She goes. She's naive. And I don't think she ever expected to happen what happened. Ben, King Asshole, his brother, Dylan, and another kid. They're all Israeli, so I guess they're very close. They all took turns taking advantage of her. I have to be careful with what I say here. In every which way possible. I'm talking from behind, the mouth. It's really bad and it's really hard to say, but they all took turns on her. She was a 15-year-old virgin. Very, very sad story. I'm gonna show you guys here some of the documentation, but I have to be very careful in how I show this on YouTube. This is a lawsuit by a young woman stemming from a brutal R and S assault committed against her by defendants Ben Azoulay, Dylan Azoulay, both of them are brothers, and Mayor Vareed, who was their friend, on July 13, 2008, at the home of defendants David and Rachel Azoulay, which are his parents. At the time, H, which I had to shorten her name because I do not want her identity revealed. At the time, H was only 15 years old and a virgin. H has suffered and continues to suffer extreme physical and emotional damages as alleged herein. At the party in Sherman Oaks, H, Catherine, and Paulina met defendants Ben and Dylan Azoulay, who are brothers. Dylan convinced H, Catherine, and Paulina to come to what he described as a party at his parents' house at Buffalo Avenue in Sherman Oaks, and Ben drove them there. So they were at a party initially, and then he convinced them all to go to his house. A highly intoxicated H is repeatedly and forcibly AR'd by at least 3 of the defendants, while the others stand by and watch. H was forcibly dragged into a bedroom by Ben, who stripped of her clothes, forced her to perform OS on him.
It's disgusting. Criminal charges was brought. So this is not a situation where he got sued by this chick and it never went to no, it went to criminal court, and you will find out the results of the criminal investigation shortly. But when I'm listening to this, man, the only thing I can think of is that quote of his from a video where he's claiming that he's entitled to a virgin. Now, that as a standalone comment isn't really too weird because a lot of men prefer purity. But when you add that comment up with what we're hearing, it sounds like it's like a sick pattern. This dude has some this like this obsession with youth, with young women.
The name Azoulay, what it stands for, a woman that is dirty and a whore I will not take.
I'm Azoulay too.
So I have to be with a virgin. It was very serious. So Azoulay is not such a common name.
I don't know, man. It's hard to pass judgment on all men who prefer virgins, but for this dude in particular, just that track record and just his quest for a virgin and for youth, it just comes across as weird. Now, the criminal investigation did end in a guilty plea. So he did plead guilty and take responsibility for whatever he's been accused of doing that night. So yeah, this is just truly one of the most deplorable human beings we've ever covered on this channel.
Of her clothes, forced her to perform OS on him, and then oral blank on her against her will. Ben then proceeded to brutally force himself upon H, beating her and AR'd her against her will. Other boys, including Dylan and Mayer, watched while this was going on, but made no effort to stop Ben. In fact, each time she attempted to escape, she was pulled back into the room and subjected to further S assault. After Ben had finished ravaging H, he passed her to his brother Dylan, who dragged her from Ben's room to Dylan's room. While R-ing her, he bit her on the neck and Dylan and Ben then flipped H onto her stomach, face down, and she was again R'd from behind by both. During the R, one or more of the boys had sex with her. After being repeatedly R'd by Ben and Dylan inside the house, Ben and Dylan moved H to a couch in the backyard. Ben and Dylan watched, but did nothing to stop Mayer. Defendants Rachel and David Azoulay came home to find a party of at least 8 teenagers drinking and smoking marijuana, but did nothing to intervene. Rachel Azoulay watched Mayer take H, who she knew to be drunk and underage, out of the backyard through a side door and did nothing to stop them. Ben, Dylan, and Mayer were subsequently arrested and interviewed by the police. Ben and Dylan also informed the police that they had watched Mayer R.H. Ben was prosecuted as an adult. Dylan and Mayer were both charged as minors. Ben admitted his guilt in open court and was convicted on the charge of violating Penal Code Section 288, blank with a minor. Dylan also admitted his guilt and was convicted in a juvenile proceeding on a charge of violating Penal Code Section 261, R of an intoxicated unconscious person.
If you go to his YouTube, this POS actually tries to monetize from off this tragedy. So he writes this rack to riches story from a bird eye's view. If you don't know exactly what he did, you think, oh my God, rough kid, grew up in a gang environment, was probably in the streets. But no, this POS grew up in Sherman Oaks. Very nice area of LA County. Super nice, super rich, right? Bro, you grew up in the suburbs. What struggles are you talking about? So when he says at 17, I was homeless due to a rough childhood, I ended up in jail and thought my life would never change due to my circumstances. But I'm here today to say if I did it, anyone can. Now, I don't know if this is the second or third time he's been to jail or if he's referring to what we just read. But you got to be one of the most garbage human beings in the world, bruh, to describe raping a woman or raping a girl, actually, raping a young girl, getting out of that situation, and then using that as your rack to riches story. You are garbage, bro. And it continue. I will do everything I can do to teach you everything needed to know so you can achieve what I call the holy triangle: strong body, strong mind, and financial freedom. Which listen, man, if you want to get taught how to be a man from a man with that smut on his jacket, then good luck to you, bro. You probably just as nasty as he is, man. But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? And if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here on my screen, here, to find out about how this NOLA inmate Antoine Massey got captured. The story of betrayal behind how he got captured is crazy. He's one of the 10 inmates that escaped from a Louisiana prison. I'm gonna see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen. Out of here, folks. Peace.